Good morning. You are listening to Table for Two on the Nachman Network. Good morning, everybody. I'm very excited to be here, and today's going to be an amazing show. I'm like ready to platz already for today's show. I have two fabulous guests, but for those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Naomi Nachman. I'm about all the food all the time. I love food. I love shopping for it, cooking it, eating at restaurants, anything food related. I'm a personal chef. I give cooking classes. I run chop competitions. I have a Pesach cookbook. And Pesach's about 70-something days away, so grab your new copy because you already made your other copy, Chametz sticks. So now you're going to need another copy for Pesach. If you don't have a copy, it's on sale right now on Amazon or at your local Judaica stores. Okay, that's shameless unplugging of my book, plugging in my book. So go get Perfect for Pesach. I hope you'll tune in every week and hear about our exciting cooking adventures, kosher food traveling, and sharing of great recipes, ideas, and my amazing guests. I love to hear about your food experiences too. So email me, Naomi@nachmansiegel.com, and let's make this a conversation. I love hearing from everyone, so really appreciate when everyone Facebooks us or Instagrams us. So keep it coming. If you're not following Nachman Siegel Network on Instagram and Facebook, do it right now. It is such a growing platform, and even people of my mum's generation are starting to get on Instagram. So it's really exciting to see and share it. So join the Nachman Siegel Network on Insta. Got my Panama trip coming up. If you're interested in joining me and Miriam Schreiber on Legacy Kosher Tours, send me a DM and I'll send you that information as soon as possible. Remember, I went to Chicago, even though I wasn't sure if I was going to get out. People have been asking me what the story was if they missed last week's show. So, what happened was when I finished here at the studio, I actually got a text saying my flight was cancelled. And then I got an email from the people bringing me out for the chop competition. They rebooked me on another flight. Can I go now? So I literally went from the studio, had called someone up. Thank God I had packed. And I had someone bring my suitcases to the airport, and I went straight from the Lower East Side to LaGuardia Airport, hopped on a plane, and ended up in Chicago a day earlier than usual. And Nebuch, my poor family, who was supposed to join me for Shabbat, did not make it out, so they were here together and had a lot of fun in the snow in my house and ordered a lot of food in because Mummy was gone. So I spent a lot of time in Chicago, more than planned, but I did a Chicago food crawl for kosher.com, and that was one of the reasons why I went besides the chop competition. So I want to give a little shout out to some of the restaurants I ate at, and I did not make a dent because there are so many places to eat in Chicago, but these are the highlights of what I did do. So I went to Emma's, pretty good Emma's Cafe, and I had the chorizo quesadilla. It was great. I loved it. It was really good. We had some Danishes. I went to Milt's. Milt's has Milt's Extra Innings and regular Milt's, which is right next door. Milt's Extra Innings works with Keshet organization, which is a special needs organization, and all the workers at Milt's Extra Innings come from Keshet, all have some sort of are on the special needs spectrum, and they are amazing. And if you saw it on kosher.com, and I'm pretty sure it's on the highlight stories on their Instagram page, everyone, I interviewed the guys over there, and they were just adorable, and they made me a delicious sandwich. And then executive chef Brian Greiker from Milt's took me next door back to his kitchen, and we made loaded nachos together. And then we got to eat them and some wings and big giant rack of ribs. Oh, it was amazing. Couldn't finish it. I also ate at Ken's Diner. I had the Buddy Burger. Delicious. I asked everyone what I should get there, and everyone told me the Buddy Burger was amazing. Shallots, I want to give them, their salmon carpaccio was amazing. The salmon carpaccio was amazing, and Jeff Ingber, who was here from Kosher Cat, I'm looking at him. I don't know where they get their fish from, but it was really good. And then I went to Avita's. I had the lamb chop, so a big shout out to them. And we're going to be doing a food write-up. I'm going to be doing the Fork in the Road for Mishpacha, taking over from Michal Frischman, who usually writes it. So she asked me to do a write-up with her about Avita, so you can look out for that. Okay, I can catch my breath now. That was kind of like one long monologue about Chicago. So it's a lot of fun working on kosher.com, and these food crawls are amazing. Whenever I travel, I do these Instagram takeovers. I've done Miami, California, and now Chicago. So if you live out of town and have a few restaurants, doesn't need to be a lot. I'd love to come to your area for kosher.com and check out your local restaurants and give them a big shout out and bring some exposure of kosher of your kosher shops and restaurants to the rest of the world. So we'll be really nice. So just email me, Naomi@nachmansiegel.com, so we can be in touch about that. Okay, it's time for a prize. We had a giveaway. Now, ZK told me the drum roll's not working, but the applause is, right? The applause is. So this person is going to be so excited because he enters every competition and he's won before. This time we have, it was Rocky Pinson's new cookbook from last week. And I just, we ready for everyone in the studio do a drum roll. Okay. Talking about improvising. Everyone's such a great spot. Okay, so the winner is for Rocky Pinson's new challah cookbook is Ruvain Brick. So, okay, so congratulations. We'll get that book out to you. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to talk to my amazing guest. You're going to plutz for this show because we've got actually cooking going on, and we've cooked meat before, but we've never actually cooked fish. So I have Jeffrey Ingber, otherwise known as the Kosher Catch, and we're going to learn all about him. And right next to me is Gabriel Geller. I don't know if those of you can see me. I've got a bottle of wine, red wine, on my chair behind my back. I'm warming it up. Everyone's laughing.
It's cold out there.
Yeah, it was cold. Gabriel Geller, super sommelier from Royal Wines, is joining us here today. And we're going to be doing wine and fish on the studio today. And we're going to be talking about KWFE with Gabriel right now. And Yoni, we ready? Okay, so we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We are going to be doing a Facebook Live. So if you are watching right now, you are hearing this on Friday morning. Okay? So we got together earlier in the week. This was recorded earlier in the week, and we are doing a Facebook Live because those of you who do catch us watching right now live during the week, we thought we would make it like question and answer session because fish is a mystery to so many people. And I thought maybe that Jeff could answer some questions.
Absolutely.
I have a whole bunch of questions. I actually wrote all my questions.
I'll bet you do.
I have a whole bunch of questions, but I also, I wrote these before I had this idea. So then I thought, let's bring it to a live studio audience. We've never done this on Table for Two before, so I think it's really great. And people can ask wine questions to Gabriel. So I thought that'll be really cool. Hopefully this will work. But we have to, have everyone's participation. So I have to know where to look, guys. This camera or that camera? This camera. Okay, and Yoni is going to be on with me as well, producing, and he's going to let me know if we have questions. Okay, are we on? Has it started? Okay, so great. So I'm going to a little bit of multitasking over here. Well, wait, I'm doing three things. I'm watching this camera, I'm listening out for Yoni, I have my guest, and I'm warming wine. Good morning, Gabriel Geller. How are you?
I'm good, Baruch Hashem. How's it going?
Good.
Long time no see.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of, we meet at a lot of food events.
Yeah, here and there.
And we both work, under the same umbrella of Royal Wines, Keiko, Kosher.com.
Exactly.
Your show is fun on Kosher.com.
Yeah. I mean, we have to make more videos.
Yes,
Jay and
you do.
Yeah. We have a very busy schedule.
Good luck pinning
we
Jay
travel
down.
all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He used to come on the show.
Yeah.
But now we have you.
Well,
we're very
it's always a
excited.
pleasure to be here.
I love chatting with you. It's great. You were right away when you first moved here. You've been a guest on the show now consistently. How long is it? 3 years?
2 years.
2 years.
2
Wow.
years.
So I tried to have Gabriel on, and we have some new dates for you for the Purim and Pesach shows. So we got to talk Purim wine. I have in the corner special guest that I'm going to welcome, my Aunt Marilyn Atlas from Sydney, Australia. I think your mic is on, Maz.
Yes, it is.
She's my Aunt Maz. I've been calling her Maz since I'm born. She knew me. I
actually met you the day you were born.
Isn't that so nice? She was in high school. She was dating my uncle. They were high school sweethearts.
I was 15 and a half, yes.
And I was her flower girl.
That's true.
Wow.
So
we go back a long way.
A long way. My aunt, she did my homework for me. My school projects.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Yeah, she actually was it was a perfect tie. And when I was working on Perfect for Pesach last year, she helped me edit some of the books. So she's really been part of my homework for a very long time. Close to 40 years, maybe more.
Maybe more.
Oh,
a little more.
So Marilyn Atlas is from Sydney, Australia. She's been a teacher at Mariah College for...
Coming up 34 years.
Wow.
This is going to be my 34th year.
What grades do you teach?
I teach kindergarten, grade 1 and grade 2.
At Mariah. And how big is the school?
We have probably more than 1,600 from age 3 to age 18. And most of us are on the same campus, but the preschool have different campuses.
Right. Mariah is a massive school.
It's a big school.
It's a really big school. So let's talk about restaurants because, it's a food show. How many restaurants do we actually have now in Sydney?
We have a few that are popular. We have Pitamix,
Catsy's, right?
Lewis's.
Lewis has been around a long time. Can we say close to 40 years? I don't remember not having Lewis's growing up.
I would say more than that.
It's second generation already.
Yes. Judith's parents were in the catering business as well.
Okay, Nice.
And Jessie's, which is our bakery that serves light brunches and light meals, and Glick's, which is a family business originally based in Melbourne, and a few other places as well.
Okay, it's great. And we do have a pizza shop.
Oh, the pizza store in Bryan Street.
We didn't have that growing up, but
No.
When I came back married with my kids, we actually really like that pizza shop.
They make wonderful salads. We go there with friends quite regularly, and we love their salads as well as their pizzas.
They're open only from 4 in the afternoon, and you can't go there for just a slice. That's an American thing.
That is, and eating pizza for breakfast and lunch. Well, maybe lunch, but certainly not for breakfast in Australia.
Yeah,
it's a dinner. It's a dinner food in Australia.
Yeah. So okay, very nice. There was a restaurant growing up when it was called B'nai B'rith,
Tibby's.
That was a Sydney institute, and of course, I'm saving the best for last. Is anyone ever travelled? We're on Facebook Live. We're going. We have an audience. We have. Has anyone ever travelled to Australia in the last 20 years? You all know of Beaches, which is actually my aunt and uncle's restaurant. It was around for close to 10 years.
Yeah, about 10 years, yeah.
A staple in the Sydney Jewish community, fine dining. They changed their menus.
Missed by many people.
Yeah, it was a great restaurant. Yeah. So, and there's plenty of caterers and...
Yeah, there's quite a lot happening in Sydney still. It's a much smaller community than New York, but we've still got things happening there.
And you've got sunshine pretty much all the time.
Yep.
It's very hard.
No snow.
No snow. It's very hard for us New Yorkers. Well, thank you, Auntie Mazzy, Marilyn Atlas, for joining us right here. She actually watches the Nachum Siegel Network or listens on the app, even from Australia.
Yeah, on the big screen I watch it. And I watch it as well as listen to it.
Okay, so that's great. When your own family members watch the show, you get a little bit of, you feel really good. But she watches Nachum and follower of Nachum for many years, even before I was on the network.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
So this is it.
This is it.
This is where
it all happens.
The Jersey City radio, JM in the AM, is no longer on the airwaves. It's moved with the times, like the rest of the world, and is internet. So that is right here. JM in the AM is right here on Grand Street.
Great to see where it all happens.
Yeah, no, it's great. Look at the wall. You see all pictures. You see Nachum age through the years. Don't tell him I said that. Okay. Thanks, Mazzy, for coming in and spending the day with me. It's great. I have these two great guests. Okay, so let's talk a little bit before we talk to... I'm going to interweave them. First, we're just going to talk about KFWE. Then I'm going to bring in Jeff Ingber from Kosher Catch, and we're going to be making fish right here in the studio. Right, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. We have some ceviche already in the acid, so to speak, and we'll do a little filet demo and see if we can finish them off and give everybody a taste.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited. Okay, and if we have any questions, Yoni, you're going to let me know what they are. Okay, so if you guys have wine questions, we're now going to switch over to Gabriel. How are you? You ready for KFWE?
Oh, yeah, I'm quite ready. Very excited. KFWE is every year, it's always something new.
Right.
Because we have, a bunch of new wines from all over, and there are new restaurants. There's always something different that makes it even more exciting.
Okay, what's different this year?
So what's different this year? Well, we have a bunch of wines from Bordeaux. French wines are hot now. And,
why is that?
Well, because...
Weren't they always hot?
No, they're not always hot. For a few years, they're a little down, at least for us in the kosher market, for different reasons. And now they're back, stronger, bigger than ever. We have so many wines from the very, very exciting 2015 vintage. 2015 in Bordeaux was an exceptional vintage, one of the better vintages over the past 25 years.
Okay, so what makes that an exceptional vintage? Like, we are not in the wine business ourselves, wine growing business. We are just laymen who like to drink, so a lot. What makes something a special vintage?
Okay, so that's a great question.
Oh, thank you.
So, well, what is wine? It's fermented grape juice. So wine is made from grapes, and grapes is an agricultural product, which is influenced by the weather. The climate, the weather, all the conditions that happen any given year are going to impact the quality of the grapes, and the better the quality of the grapes, well, the better the final product, which is wine.
The terroir. Right?
Exactly. The terroir is where the grapes come from. It's the type of soil. It's the very unique climate to a specific
so it
for a
was
specific
a good
region.
climatic.
It was
soil.
perfect climatic conditions in 2015, and the quality of the grapes really outstanding, and across the board. What's really exceptional about 2015 is that all the wines from really the entry level, cheap wines, all the way up to the most prestigious and expensive wines are really, really good to outstanding. And so there is a good Bordeaux wine for every budget.
Okay, that's cool. I kind of feel like that's like an act of God. Right? I mean, everything is an act of God, right? From what you catch in the sea to what we grow in the ground, but it's really all like Hashem's doing. So if you want good grapes, you pray hard.
That's true. Well, Bordeaux has been actually lucky these past few years. After a few years where it was a little bit more difficult, 2011, 2012, especially 2013, were not vintages that were considered as exceptional. There are still a lot of good, even some great wines from those vintages, but it was harder for the wineries to work with those conditions. When it's what we call a great vintage, it's easy. They don't have to work too hard to make great wine. It comes more naturally. 2014 was a great vintage. 2015 is, very much hyped as exceptional. 2016, which will have quite a few wines also next year from that vintage, will be also great. And so far, I hear that 2017 is turning out to be pretty good as well.
Okay, very exciting. Wine is a bit of a time game. Weight game, right?
It is a time game. But what is very exciting for us in the kosher world and with KFWE this year is that, there are great vintages every once in a while. Also 2009, 2010 were great vintages. 2005 was a great vintage. 2000. But what's very special about 2015 is that we have a lot of wine, a lot of kosher wine, more than ever before.
It's unbelievable, right?
It's unbelievable.
Like that event at Bonanoka that we had a couple of weeks ago, like so many French wines. Mm-hmm. Like it's just growing and growing and growing.
Amazing. So that was kind of the premiere where we showcased those wines from 2015. It was, of course, a smaller event with 300-400 people in attendance. This time, the wines will be available for all the guests at KFWE to taste from, and that's about 3,000 people. And the
3,000 people go to KFWE?
3,000 people between the trade and press event in the afternoon and the evening event. 3,000 people.
Oh, that's so interesting. I mean, I'm there every year. It feels like 10,000 people. It's very squishy.
I can relate. Absolutely.
It's very squishy.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about the restaurants that are going to be attending. Besides wine, they try to pair it up with some great food. So do you want to go through this, or do you want
Sure.
me to go
So
through?
let's go- let's-
We printed out a list.
Let's go through the list. It starts with Reserve Cut. Reserve Cut is, it's arguably one of the best kosher restaurants in the tri-state area.
Might be in the world. Just going to say. I can
One
say
of
that.
the
I
one
can
of
say
the best in the world, definitely, and it will be exclusively in the VIP room.
that. Have they sold out of VIP tickets yet?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't buy them if you don't have them already. We should probably sign up for email alerts and stuff. If you want to know about the extra special things that go on in advance ticket sales.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
So all the food in the VIP room will be Reserve Cut, which makes it even more VIP.
I missed that last year. I got stuck in Detroit for most of it. I got there for the last hour. My flight arrived very late, so I missed the whole VIP thing. So I'm excited to see it this year.
Yeah. Well, Reserve Cut, besides refined, creative food, is also very well known for their meat, which is top quality
Yeah.
from their own butcher shop in Brooklyn. And the wines that will be served there will be some of the top Bordeaux, which we just talked about before, such as Chateau Léoville Poiferret. Chateau Léoville Poiferret is coming back.
Wait, only he can say that. Go say it.
No way.
Jeff, say it.
I cannot pull it off.
I'll put up-
And I said it with my fake American
There's an
accent.
American accent. I was going to say. I knew it.
Chateau Léoville Poiferret. That's it.
That's how you do it in the French.
In French.
Yeah, he's European. You guys know that, right? You might be the only
Guilty as
American.
charged.
ZK and Jeff are the only Americans in this room.
It's a tough life. It's
Yeah,
okay.
right? Because we're actually in America.
Tough life.
Okay.
Okay, so Chateau Léoville Poiferret is coming back 10 years since the last kosher cuvée, the last kosher run of that wine.
So it's a winery that only does a private small batch of kosher wines?
Exactly, and only in specific years. They do it together with our team in Europe, in France, that produces
What
the
do you
kosher
mean,
wines.
our team?
We have a company in France that's called Royal Wine Europe. They are
Really?
in charge of producing kosher runs at non-kosher wineries.
Like Drapier?
Like Drapier Champagne.
Did I say it okay? Drapier?
Yes, Drapier.
That's my favorite. You all know I write about it all the time and I talk about it all the time.
Ramon Cardova in Spain, Rioja, and all the great wines from Bordeaux, from the inexpensive Chateau Lirigan or Chateau Triget, all the way up to Chateau Giscourt, Chateau Léoville Poiferret, and one of the most exciting wines of the show this year is Chateau Lascombe. Chateau Lascombe is a second growth, a second cru, from the Margaux appellations. Margaux, which is one of the top appellations, it's most sought after wines in the world. People, who drink non-kosher wine, are extremely excited every year to buy Chateau Lascombe, and it's the first time it's made kosher this year.
So you're going to be, this is in the VIP room.
Not only the VIP,
It's gonna be in
big
the
Bordeaux
main.
wines will be also at the main event.
You're going to do a walkthrough with me, okay?
I will try.
We will try. And I know it's crazy, but we're going to do a kosher.com walkthrough for this.
Great.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Just listening to him talk it, say it.
At least I know where to start the evening that night, right?
Right,
So
right.
I know where to the straight line. I'll make a map.
Jeff, you have your ticket, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and if you want to get tickets, guys, you have to go to KFWA.
DKFWE.com.
D.
THEKFWE.com.
That's a new one.
That
is a new
KFWE.
one. It's
Oh,
a new
the.
website.
The.
The.
That's okay. I've got to promise you, when I say my website, The Aussie Gourmet, nobody knows what I'm saying. So I actually just linked NaomiNachman.com. I bought the name, so I can say if people don't understand what I'm saying, The Aussie, I can say just go to NaomiNachman.com. Because it's...
It's just really funny because I have a New York accent and they question me in New England, so it's really, really funny. And I speak English.
Right. Okay. Wait, so you
Do
live in
you?
New England?
Maybe.
But New England has its own accent also. Like they say Harvard Yard.
Listen, it's my greatest fear that my children will have a Boston accent, so it's okay.
Very funny. Okay.
So, yeah,
So let's go down this list.
DKFWE.com.
Let's go down this list. Oh my gosh.
So, by the way, DKFWE.com is one website which reunites all the KFWEs, London, New York, and Los Angeles. London is on January the 31st. And LA is on February the 7th. So 2 days after KFW New York, which is on February the 5th.
Fantastic. Yeah, I wanted to go to all of them, but wasn't in the plans this year.
Me too, but you know what?
Okay, so we're going to rock it this year, so we get to go next year.
Exactly, right?
Okay, so let's drink some of these wines that you've brought in. I have been, okay, oh wait, we didn't go through our list.
Yeah,
let's
we
go through our list,
we only talked about Reserve Cut.
And we want to drink, and then we want to eat fish.
Teaneck Doghouse. I love that place. Great.
They have really good fried
yeah.
pickles.
Yeah, exactly. Great
Okay.
fried pickles, fried food also in general, like fried chicken, that kind of stuff. That goes great with champagne. We talked about
Really?
Dracula a second ago. So
Fried pickles
that's-
and champagne.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who
This
knew?
guy knows.
Of course.
Okay, let's go down this list quickly.
Fusion from Brooklyn, steaks, of course, charcuterie, etc. Abigail's, very well known in Manhattan.
Yes.
Rani, great Georgian restaurant in Queens.
I love
I
her.
hope they have dumplings. That's all I have to say. I hope they
I
bring the
love
dumplings.
Marani. She's been here in the studio. Wondering Q, Ari
One of
White.
legendary Ari White from
Yeah.
Rendering Q, Sushi Tokyo, very well known sushi, Silverleaf Caterers, Le Marais,
Des
Des
Frozen.
Frozen Excellent. Actually, not familiar with it.
Yeah, me
personally.
either.
Grace
Is that
in
from
the
the
Five
Five
Towns.
Oh, yeah, good.
Central
We like them.
Avenue in Cedarhurst. Kosher Poke.
Yep.
That's a new
Poke,
one also.
Pit-
Poke. I don't know.
Potopia,
You know.
Poke.
Poke.
Poke. I've been to Hawaii. It's Poke.
Poke. Petopia. The Nuttery. Grow and Behold, of course.
Okay, we got to do this fast because we're going to
Exactly. Susan says, say it with cake.
say it with cake.
Great Falls Bistro in
Where are they?
in Passaic.
Okay.
Judd's Memphis Kitchen, Urban Pops, Diamond Caterers, West Wing.
Oh, that's hilarious, West Wing. I just finished watching that show. 8 years. I watched 8 years in 6 months.
Heritage Meats, which is the new foie gras.
I'm dying to
and,
have them in the
duck
studio.
breast and all that kind of stuff. UN Plaza Grill and Sushi, which is the new high-end restaurant in Manhattan.
Not been there yet.
Bison and Bourbon from Brooklyn. In Gowanus, Breadberry, Sesame Bakery, and Aufschnitz Meats.
Okay, and we have...
And we have also, Sabra Deep Bar. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And Tiratzvi Sandwich Bar, a very famous delis from Israel. Wysotsky,
Teas,
the
the
famous
teas.
teas. And NY Brat Factory.
Okay, so there's a lot of places, guys. You got to come right on time. You got to get there early. If you are pressed, you get to go in a little bit earlier. So yay, I'm so excited. And I'm going to be doing some sort of cooking demo and interviews from KFWE, something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see me there. I'm always interviewing everyone and all that while I'm there. Instagram, thank God, keeps me very busy and taking
going to
photos.
be very entertaining, interactive.
I love taking photos with other people, and you know, like whenever we like last night's event, everyone's taking photos of each other. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so let's drink some of this wine. We'll have a little toast and welcome Jeff into our studio.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good. Come on, you pour and tell us about what we're drinking.
Let's do it.
Hold on, Jeff. Let's drink.
I'm holding.
Yeah, I think we need to have a drink first. And
So
It's hot in
I'm
the
actually
studio.
very excited to see Jeff here in the studio this morning.
okay,
He has
Okay,
the best. He has the best fish. Is quite the man whenever it comes to
Man on
wild
the
caught
boat.
fish. And
well,
he
Jeff.
he just made here a ceviche, a halibut ceviche,
which we're gonna
and
try.
I happen to have brought a great wine to go along to pair with the ceviche, which is the Agafen
Okay.
Lake County White
Maz, you're gonna
Riesling.
Maz gave me the head shake. She's all
Maz,
set.
no, you don't want. Yoni, are you going to drink?
L'chaim for me.
Give to Yoni. Here. Okay, we all drink in the studio. Okay.
That's the wine.
Okay, Yoni, do you have any questions from what's going on there?
Yeah, but shout outs.
A
Shout
bunch of
outs.
shout-
Saying hi from Chicago.
Here for the Facebook Live.
Okay, great.
Oops, sorry.
This is what we're doing.
Agafen Lake County Riesling.
Okay, terrific. All right, great. Let's go, Hagafen.
Agafen.
Hagafen with Hagefen, right?
Exactly, vergeffen.
It's Kiddush somewhere, sometime when you're listening to this on Friday morning. Baruch atah Adonai v'chalam borei vergeffen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei vergeffen.
Amen. That's beautiful.
I'm a quiet bracha maker. Sorry.
No, well, you know why we do it loud? So there's no downtime on the air.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because if we all drink at once,
Then we have
make a
dead- then we
bracha
have
quietly,
Then we have dead air.
Then we have dead airs.
and a lot of envious people.
yeah, not so good on radio. We need to hear and see. If you are watching us on the Nachum Siegelnet YouTube channel, he's adding a little bit of drop of that into the ceviche.
Amazing.
Great, we're going to talk. Okay, let's talk over. And I think this is kind of warmed up a little bit. He was
Yeah,
worried about the
still
red
pretty
wine,
cold,
so I
but
had it.
yeah.
We'll drink it. We'll try it. We'll
Exactly.
get some
We'll try it.
flavors. Okay, Jeff,
Okay. Good morning.
how you doing? It's good.
Great.
Did it take you a long time from Providence to get
So
here?
it took about 2.5 hours to get to the city and another hour to get downtown. Just like
Welcome.
just like I remembered it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely an experience driving into the city. Okay, so let's walk us through your background.
Okay.
You're a chef. You're a fisherman. What's the deal?
So yes to both. Yes to both. I'm going to bring this down here so I'm not straining the neck.
Yeah.
So it goes like this. So I have a culinary background. I have a degree from Johnson Wales University, culinary arts.
Fancy.
Culinary arts, hotel, restaurant management. For 20 years, I worked in the restaurant business and the catering business. As a corporate trainer, as a kosher caterer in Providence, Rhode Island, all with a passion for fishing. I mean, one of the things about the food business and this business, Gabriel can attest, is about every 5 minutes or maybe every 5 seconds, somebody needs you for something. Hopefully it's for good, but if you're committed to customer service and you're committed to making people happy, a lot of times you have to respond to the not so good. So one of the great things about the ocean is it does not know your name. So the more time you spend on it, the more quiet, inspiring time that you have for yourself. So I've been fishing since I'm 8 years old, mostly out of Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. There's a little shout out, Sheepshead Bay. Good morning.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Good morning.
Isn't
Yes.
Ariel, do you know Ariel
Sunny-
Serba?
Our son-in-law.
I left Sheepshead Bay when I was 11. But
Oh,
okay.
there you go.
So shout out to Sheepshead Bay and the fishing fleet there. I went to public school in Brooklyn, and one of the women who was a local woman used to take me out on those boats early in the morning. I learned how to tie knots, how to cut bait, how to catch fish, and actually how to work in the galley. So maybe that's where it all started. For the most part, I've been a recreational fisherman for about 40 years, and about 10 years ago, doing some recreational fishing with some local charter captains in Providence, Rhode Island, we were doing some early season kind of reconnaissance out at Block Island for striped bass.
I've been to Block Island.
Beautiful.
It's stunning. We rode our bikes around.
Beautiful. Well, it's much better without a car. Much better
we
without
took
a
a
car.
ferry there from
From Galilee or from Long Island? Galilee, Rhode Island?
Connecticut somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Bridgeport?
No,
New
no.
London?
No,
You got me.
I don't know.
Anyway.
We're in Newport.
Oh, beautiful. So in Newport, so you take the ferry from you can take it from Newport, but you can also take it from Galilee, Rhode
It
Island.
was amazing. It was a great
It's a
vacation.
beautiful vacation. If anyone wants to come up, we can talk about that. You can ask questions.
Yeah, because I love traveling.
Facebook
and I
Live.
love
We
to
can
talk.
ask questions.
Okay, do you have questions, everyone?
so-
Yoni's going to let me know.
So we were out. There were 4 of us on the boat at the time, and the legal limit for recreational fishing for striped bass is 2 fish per person at 28 inches minimum. Now that's down to 1 for conservation purposes, and as a fisherman, I fully support that legislation. So for those of you who believe Big Brother meddles a little too much, there are times when that's a very good thing.
Okay. Well, it was being overfished.
Being overfished, yes.
That was one of my questions, actually, because I have sea bass extinct.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. We can
Okay.
we can get to that question. So
Palm
we
raise-
had these 8 fish in the boat, and I was very happy that the charter captains were going to have a good season. And I was cleaning up the boat and heading to my car, and they said, "We'll go get your cooler for the fish." And I said, "Come on, guys, you guys take the fish." And they said, "No, we catch fish all year long. Why don't you take the 8 fish?" So I reluctantly agreed, called my wife and said, "Hey, put on our local Jewish Yahoo group. We have fresh striped bass. Anybody wants it, give us a
love
holler.
striped bass.
Give us a holler." So I hadn't made it from the deck of the boat to my car. She said, "It's all taken." And then the light bulb went off. I said, maybe we can provide local people with a fresh quality product. So from that day forward,
How many years ago was this?
It's about 9 years, really.
Okay.
So we did it locally in Providence, just selling our neighbors, fish to pay for gas money, and then we branched out a little bit towards southeastern Massachusetts, the Sharon community, the local Boston community, And then we partnered up with a local Rav to get Hashgacha on the business. That rabbi has a connection to Chabad.org.
Okay.
A question came on Chabad.org, like askchabad.org, about how do we get, someone just asked a random question about how do we get fresh wild-caught fish in New York. And now we bring, 8 years later, spent $88 to advertise. We bring 850 pounds a month to 14 different locations here in the tri-state
It's
area.
amazing. It's amazing. We've done so many meat shows, and we have done some fish show with Aussie's Fish, but we've never really gotten to the actual catching the fish.
Yeah.
They don't catch the fish; they sell the fish.
So
You are catching it.
There are tremendous pioneers, in New York, in the fish business. Many of them Jews, but for sure in the kosher fish business, we have a different product. Our product is wild caught. It's not farmed.
Yeah, please explain the difference to our listeners.
Okay, so very quickly, one, you can go to koshercatch.net. We have a chart up that lists all the different differences between farmed and wild caught. So, wild caught fish swims naturally. It doesn't have a cage. It doesn't have a pen. It's not fed a diet made by humans.
I feel like I'm with Grow and Behold, who is on next week's show.
Which
This
is great.
Sequential.
If you watch these shows back to back, you will definitely hear a theme between their business and my business, which is, okay, we don't take animals that have been fed something that wasn't
God's way intended it.
God's way intended it.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm talking Naftali now.
Right, it's funny. We've had this conversation separately. It's almost the same. So our fish swim, they live in their homes. They don't live in man-made homes. They eat their natural diet. And what's great about our business is when we deliver to you on a Thursday, your fish was most likely swimming
on Wednesday.
Wednesday
one
morning.
here?
Like this halibut, yes.
Okay, can we get a camera zoom on this?
So what we have here is, anyone know what a halibut looks like? It looks like a flounder swallowed 100 other flounders.
So it's huge. A halibut is huge,
Okay.
right?
So this happens to be a North Atlantic halibut. Okay, as opposed to a Pacific halibut, we all think of Alaska as halibut. So there's a different species. This is about the maximum size. This is about as big as those halibut get. And we were very, very fortunate to be able to get one and bring it in for you. It's just about the end of season where they're actually interested in eating anything.
Didn't I call you yesterday and we have a fish today?
You did.
Isn't that amazing?
You did. So we have a network of fishermen that fish from the Gulf of Maine, right?
A WhatsApp group?
All right, a WhatsApp group.
Really?
No, but we have a network of fishermen who fish with us and for us. These are all what we call commercial rod and reel fishermen. None of the fish sold by Kosher Catch is caught in a net. Okay?
So it's like whoosh,
Right.
with a line.
So, and we sell it under hashgacha. Now, there are many people who say that fish need only simanim, right? Fins and scales.
Right.
So
Every kid in kindergarten learns that.
First thing we learn is the Gemara, Chulin. We learn all about fins and scales.
Even in first grade without the Gemara, fish.
Right.
And yep.
Fins and scales. Right?
School teacher.
So many people hold, you bring me a fish with a skin tag on it, I can pluck a scale, good enough for me. I'm not advocating any of that. I'm just letting you know our fish comes under hashgacha.
Wonderful.
Okay, so we take this fish back, we fillet it, we pack it, it gets packed into coolers.
Pack it on ice?
Pack it in
What does that mean?
plastic fish buckets. So anyone, I don't have a picture of one, but you can go Google fish container.
There you go.
You can go look one up.
After the show, of course.
After the show, please don't turn your heads. We're actually going to cut and cook some fish here.
Or your
ears. Don't turn around. That fish goes into a large white cooler, like you see people take coolers to the beach, but really, really large. We pack those with ice. That fish stays under 40 degrees, and we start delivering very early in the morning on a Thursday morning. The day I just want to let you guys know so you don't get dizzy. The day starts out in Nassau County, snakes its way through Queens, through Brooklyn, into Staten Island, through central New Jersey, into northern New Jersey, across into Rockland County, back into northern New Jersey, onto the Upper West Side, to the Upper East Side, 3 stops in Westchester, and then back to Rhode Island. It's about 21 hours.
I'm actually car sick listening to that. I'm like, I go into car coma You know what that is? You get in
Oh,
the
I'm
car,
aware, but
you
I
turn
can't
on-
have it happen to me.
You turn on the engine and I fall asleep. I never sleep. I'm like a really hyper person until you turn on that engine in the car and I'm like out cold.
And so I'm involved in the process for at least some of the fish, meaning fish are just like the Jews. We live in different neighborhoods in the ocean.
Right.
So different fish live in sandy bottoms. Other fish live in rocky bottoms. Some fish prefer colder water.
Can we talk about which kosher fish you're where? 'Cause
Sure.
we hear a lot about tilapia being a bottom feeder and all that.
So, can we just make a pact not to talk about tilapia for the rest of the show?
Okay, done. Okay,
Okay.
because I think it tastes like
I
dirty
just
feet.
gained points with at least one person at home.
It tastes like dirty feet.
So I'll give you this. So the tilapia industry may be improving, but here's what we do know. We do know that China is responsible for over 85% of the tilapia sold in the world. And we know that it's legal to feed in China, you can use animal feces in your food
Beep, beep, beep.
Product.
That's the editing sounds. Beep, beep.
in your food product to feed tilapia. So I'm sorry.
Every time you say tilapia, I go beep.
Okay, thank you. So
Okay.
if we could be
We have
done,
a deal. We have a deal.
So
Okay, great.
very little exists in the wild. It is a genetic relative now of the St. Peter fish or Nile perch.
But we like that, right?
We like that, and we also like the notion that the industry leader in farming and genetically hybriding fish is Israel. But we're not so excited about the countries who are currently producing most of that product. All right, we're done with that.
Okay, we're moving on.
Okay,
now.
great.
Okay, we just have to address it. Like, we have to be well-rounded here on the Nachman Siegel Network.
So we sell a lot of cod and flounder, which like deep, cold water.
Okay.
Okay? So that's kind of a New England. Those are two very excellent New England fish. We sell tuna, which, if anybody watches Wicked Tuna on TV, this contrived television show about tuna fishing,
It's nothing like the real thing, right?
it's something like the real thing, but
Like ER on
that's
TV
kind
is
of
not like ER
right.
on.
They use these, it's like winching in a fish. They make it look good, but it's probably pretty easy. Which is a highly sought after fish for sushi, sashimi, mostly eaten raw. I will tell you this: when the Chinese figure out that they like bluefin tuna, the fish will become extinct.
I love tuna. I love going to the fish markets in Sydney, Australia, and seeing the best fish, like the tuna. I just like looking
It's
because
great.
it's just gorgeous.
So we
like
catch
a big fat tuna.
We catch the tuna. So we do catch the tuna, cod, flounder, striped bass. We catch black sea bass. We catch Acadian redfish, which is also a deep water, rock dwelling fish in the Gulf of Maine. We have fishermen who fish for us for other seasonal fish, and we have arrangements and relationships with fishermen in Alaska selling us the only commercially available wild-caught salmon in the country.
That is amazing. Where in Alaska are they catching them?
All over. So
Okay.
some of Copper River, through
I've actually
Kodiak.
been to Alaska, and for a catering event that I was doing for a family, they caught their own salmon. Now, their salmon is maroon. It's a completely different color than what we're used to. When I showed it to my husband, who came with me, and I'm like, "This is salmon!" Like, and then he knows my recipe. He was helping me out there. Yes, my husband can cook a little. I tried to take a photo of it. Doesn't do it justice.
Fire Engine Red, some of them.
It's gorgeous. It was so they caught it in July in their season. I think it was in the summer season. They caught the fish. They basically went down to the river and took it out by their hands.
Right. So I had a woman who used to work for me says, "You know how I fish in Alaska?" So you can't see it, but she said, "I walk out my back door. I walk exactly 64 steps to the creek in my backyard. I bend down. I open my arms like there's a baby going to go in it. I wait for a fish to swim in it. I pick it up and I bring it back into the
It
house."
was not normal. It was so amazing. It's for me as a chef, I was like going out of my mind. And they froze it, flash froze it, vacuum packed it, and then I cooked it for the bat mitzvah.
Delicious. Like
Was
nothing you've ever had.
Nothing I've ever had, and the color. I'm still talking about the maroon color.
Right. So we get two fish from them. We get king salmon and we get sockeye salmon. So the king salmon, much higher fat content, right? And a ton of omega-3. The sockeye is loaded with a ton of oil and a lot less fat and equally as high in omega-3s. The only fish with a higher omega-3 content on the planet is the Peruvian smelt. And Peruvian smelts are actually what they grind up and put into fish food.
Are they kosher?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. They don't taste very good, but yeah.
We've got 15 minutes.
Okay, so
left. I just want to give you a bit of a time frame of what we have to work with because we want to cook up here.
Okay, so the only other difference I did want to talk about with the farm versus wild is one of the detractors of farmed fish. There are two, really. One is, what are we feeding them? And while all that food does have USDA approval, there are a number of other foods that we've all probably consumed in this life at least once. Saccharin, NutraSweet, Coca-Cola. But
not wine. Wine's always good.
Wine's fantastic, right? So I'm just not in the belief yet that we have enough data on farming to eat that product and want to eat it. We have a lot of customers who have a paleo diet. They're cancer survivors. They're just if they don't get it all natural and get it direct from the source, it's a scary proposition for them for their future.
I love farm fresh vegetables. I love Grow and Behold. I love this
I'm
whole
all about
concept.
it. So there's another interesting thing is the environmental impact that fish farming has. So one quick note. So in Norway, which is the largest producer of farmed salmon, okay, one of the recent studies shows, again, we might need the beep factor. There's more waste offshore of Norway produced by fish than there is produced by the entire population of Norway.
Okay, so fish make go to the bathroom more than
the amount of fish being farmed off the coast of Norway. Go to the their gross weight.
Yeah, that's gross.
Okay,
beep,
so that's what's in our water. So let's talk about what we have here.
Okay, let's cook.
Let's cook. So let's talk about ceviche for a second. I'm glad Gabriel's here.
And it's great because I'm going to Panama in about 3 or so weeks.
Oh, you are very excited.
I am very excited, and I just realized.
Okay. So we have this large fillet here. Did that well.
Okay.
I just want to tell you how to break it down. So this fillet weighs approximately 12 pounds when it started. Hard to imagine, right? This little thing right here weighs about 12 pounds. And the halibut has two sides of that, right? So this is what we call a flat fish. Like I said, it looks like a flounder on steroids. Most people really enjoy this meaty, thick part right here.
Yeah.
Kind of the center of the loin. Okay? But I will tell you this beautiful fatty part running along the side here. This beautiful fatty part that runs along the side here makes for delicious ceviche. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I have a very sharp knife. Normally, I use an 8-inch white-handle Dexter fillet knife. Anybody wants to go out and purchase that? I think it's a great idea to handle your fish.
Okay.
We'll get that loaded up.
DM him on Instagram.
DM me on Instagram, right?
Or you email me and I'll...
Yeah, we'll get you that.
We'll get you...
But this knife's very, very sharp. So what we do is, in order to get a piece off, I just stick it all the way in, make sure I get my knife point all the way on the board, and it cuts this beautiful piece just like that, nice and simple.
Eat a piece raw?
Right? You want a piece of raw?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get rid of this for a second. This is not...
What do you do with that?
I make fish stock, fish soup. We could dust it with some ground pecans and
roast it.
We could grill it, bake it, fry it.
Right.
Sound like Bubba Gump now.
Bubba Gump shrimp.
So I just want to take a piece off. So let's say you were going to make dinner for 2. Let's say we're just a couple's night tonight.
Okay. How much?
Okay.
How much? This
is a pound.
For those who are listening and not watching,
this is about a pound.
We're cutting up a very large piece of fresh halibut.
Okay. Right.
Right here in the studio.
So Naomi wants to taste it.
I bet Miriam wishes she was here right now. Miriam loves fish.
So in order to taste it,
okay,
we cut it across the grain,
like meat.
Just like meat.
Okay, there you go. It's amazing.
Because it tastes like
the ocean.
That's right.
Oh my God. That is so good. I'm going to have a little sip of this wine to chase it down.
I'm good.
Okay. Anybody? Can we
you
share?
don't eat raw fish?
Not like that.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Nazi got right in.
Are you going to eat this, EK? Yoni? He's like,
beautiful.
Real men
Okay,
eat raw fish.
All right.
Come on, man. Do you eat sushi, Yoni? This is just too scary.
Okay. Fine. So
can we just talk about raw fish?
Yes.
After one day, You buy it and you eat it that day.
So let's
You
talk.
don't buy fish one day and then eat it raw the next day, right?
So I would say if you knew you had a fish right out of the ocean and you knew that that fish was refrigerated and never brought, once it reached a temperature below 40 and it never came above 40, I'd say you have it probably 2 days, maybe 3 days.
I don't keep milk in my fridge more than 2 days.
So here's what you need to know. So what you need to know is if you're afraid to keep fish that many days, what you're buying in the grocery store is fresh, but not fresh enough. And that's just the nature of how the process works. The process works, I catch a fish, I fillet a fish, I pack a fish, I bring it to you, probably 20 hours has gone by. Grocery store X in the 5 towns receives their fish from a fish distributor who receives their fish from the fish buyer who receives their fish from the fisherman who may or may not have been out to sea for 3 or 4 days.
Right.
And if you're lucky enough to walk into grocery store X on the day they receive that fish, you're getting it at its freshest. However, I'm pretty sure they don't keep their fish on their product one day, meaning that's a loss for them.
Right.
So it's just the nature of the food distribution cycle.
I just like, especially because I happen to like eating it raw, so.
Right. So we go 1 or 2 days.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So here's what we have in the bowl. In the bowl, we have some...
I'm going over time. I'm just going to warn you because I'm not giving this up.
We had some diced halibut. I diced the halibut up. I added some freshly squeezed lime juice, a drop of avocado oil, some diced mango, diced jalapeno, salt, pepper, red pepper, a drop of sriracha, and while I was tasting it all day, I felt it lacked a little bit of fruitiness, so I added a little bit of the Gaffen Riesling.
And did you taste it since?
I did. It's fantastic. Who's up?
All right, let's go. Yoni, do we have
I knew we have
forks
some
and
spoons, right? So who's up?
Okay, we're all going to eat.
So what we'll probably do after this is I will bust out a whole salmon.
Let's
and
bust
see
it
if
out.
We can fillet. We'll see if we can fillet, and then we'll slice some of that up, put it into the poke mixture I have, and we'll have some of that. I don't think we'll have time to roast the striped bass, but I think Naomi's going home with a striped bass fillet today.
Yes! And Naomi loves fish, so...
I think we're very lucky.
Okay, so I'm very excited about this. This is great. Yoni, would you try this? Or it's too... Maybe. He's thinking about it. Okay, I'm very excited. I love ceviche. It's actually a Peruvian dish from the southern... South America. I was going to say Southern America.
So
South
it's
America.
clearly a southern hemisphere fish. Peru is kind of the leader in the clubhouse in these fancy ceviches.
And they are very ready, available in Panama. By the way,
This is
Panama.
very straightforward right here.
Okay.
Right.
I've been practicing all my ceviches.
And the reason I do it straightforward is we're really trying to feature the fish here.
Right. You
know
don't
what I
want to
mean?
overwhelm it with...
We do some Asian style ones. We put some ponzu and some toasted sesame oil.
In a ceviche?
In a ceviche.
But is that really the flavors of ceviche? That's more Asian, more like poke?
Yeah, but again, if we acid cook it a little bit, it's kind of like ceviche, and you can introduce the food product to people that
Let's
way.
talk about acid cooking. We are talking about, because acid is so strong, it literally starts cooking the fish in the acid, which is, I guess, also a cooking...
It's a cooking method.
A cooking method.
Acid cooking is definitely
you
a
take that,
cooking method.
ZK, you going to have some?
So how long
I'm gonna hold this up to the
that
camera.
fish in the ocean?
So this fish was swimming in northern Maine yesterday morning.
Oh, my God. And it's right here on the Nachman Siegel Network
Right?
today.
It's right here, right now.
I love it.
Right?
Everyone's praying.
Well, you told me about dead air, so I went
Right.
for it.
Because I was chewing. Oh, my gosh. This is so good.
So still,
Mazzy?
Drink some wine with it.
right. So,
Perfect.
so now, right? So you can taste the fish. You can taste the ingredients.
Right. You don't want everything to be drowned. That wine is... It's like... I didn't know that these two knew each other, that Gabriel and Jeff are friends, so I kind of surprised each other.
We've played this game before.
That's true.
This is really good, right?
Okay, and in an hour it'll be a little better. It'll open up just the fish
Right.
will open up a little bit more.
We made this right here in the studio. Let's talk salmon and poke.
Okay.
Poke is actually originating in Hawaii. I've written about it in my Pesach cookbook. Like, who thought about poke for Pesach? But now we can do it. We've got great products available now for Pesach. so we can experiment away. This is so good. I cannot believe this. Okay. I'm going to chew and talk. Oh, how rude.
Yeah, I just need a few minutes a few seconds to get the salmon up on the board here.
No problem. Take your time. Gabriel, what would you eat with poke? What would you drink, with poke?
Well, it depends on the. Ooh,
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Come on. I got it. Okay, right here. I'm sorry. I'm Instagramming right now.
Gabriel says, I'm going back in the office. Stop dripping that on me.
He's got a meeting at La Marie. He can't go in smelling like fish.
Good, maybe he'll take me for a lunch
I
date.
thought this fish just blinked at me.
Okay.
He may have.
Let's
He
talk
may
about
have.
freshness. For those of you with cameras and any type of Zoom situation.
This is hilarious. We're all going crazy. How was our Facebook? Are they loving that? That is insane.
One of the ways
Don't get it on the floor. They'll kill me.
I'm good. We're going right in the carpet. One of the ways we can tell a fish is fresh by the color of its gills.
Okay,
So
great.
can you see the bright red color on those gills?
Yeah.
Okay. The next is eyes. Okay. So can we see how clear the fish's eyes are?
Yeah. Yep.
Cloudy eyes are a sign of
Bad fish.
old fish.
Okay, so let's get right in on that. Okay. This is hello fish. Okay, this is crazy.
These fish are clearly predators. I'm sure on that zoom you can see their teeth. Okay. I do not suggest rubbing your fingers across those teeth. That's a bad idea. You will get cut.
Okay, really?
Feed me. Feed me.
Oh man, no, you go feed me.
Okay. And the third thing is smell. So, I mean, this fish has now been hanging out in this very small space for a while. Anybody smell fish?
No,
All right.
let's keep it that way.
Okay. So what we want to do is this was a quick fillet lesson. Gabriel, I'm going to just slide that out of the way for you. A very quick fillet lesson, okay? I had this fish gutted and scaled before I came in, just so as not to really create a tremendous mess
Thank you for
in the
that.
studio. Okay.
This is insane.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this entire fillet off, okay? And then we're going to show you what your fish looks like. And then I'm going to give you, I'm going to take some of the raw fish right off the bones where it tastes really delicious. So if the fish were whole, this would be full of belly and guts and yucky stuff, and we don't really like cutting into that. So I would make an incision in my fish right here, okay?
This is happening right now
And
in the
then-
middle of Table for Two.
Yeah, how about that?
We're on Facebook Live. I'm doing a little bit of an Instagram as well.
There's a spine, and we just take the knife and run it right across the spine. Okay?
Look at that knife. I'm stealing Gabriel's microphone there.
Okay. Then we're going to put the knife back in. This is where I wish I had my large
Guys,
knife with me
everyone,
today.
this is going to air this Friday. To hear and see the full show, please come on to Nachum Siegel Network, nachumsiegel.com, Friday morning, 9 a.m. Tune in this Friday.
Naomi, next time, tell Naftali Hano to bring a cow into the studio.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, my gosh.
That's probably a bad idea, but I want an
let's do
invitation.
that.
I definitely want an invitation for that.
Okay. Look at that. That's insane. I
Okay.
could bite into that.
But we're just gonna take that off. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this right here.
I'm
for a second.
ignoring the clock, Yoni.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But I do want everyone to just taste this right here, just like this. Okay, this is about the best fish.
When was this fish swimming? When was this yanked from the ocean?
This fish came to us, so I'll say this fish was swimming Tuesday.
Tuesday and today. Wait,
Oh, that's Tuesday.
today
I'm
is
sorry,
Tuesday.
This fish was probably swimming Sunday.
Okay, hold on. So this was swimming Sunday, and now it's Tuesday, and
That I
this
know.
will air on Friday.
That
Are you going to do it? Gabriel's going to do
Yes,
it.
I know you want to.
He won't eat raw halibut.
It's okay.
Okay, here we go.
Looks like lox, right?
It
But
looks
not
like
so
lox.
much.
I make a lot of gravlax. Look
Oh
at that.
yes, me too. Nice sticky hands.
Thank you. Okay.
How's that taste? Oh, you haven't tasted it yet.
Okay, This is
here we go.
crazy. Do you know I was in Holland actually this time last year to the day, and I dropped raw herring down my throat.
Like a whole raw herring?
Like a whole.
Oh, that's
like
delicious.
that. I'll show you a picture.
That's
okay.
delicious. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Just gonna take
Okay,
a
here we
small
go. I'm
piece
gonna
off.
do like I did in Holland.
I imagine this is probably pretty delicious with the wine too,
This is insane.
right? So there's this light wet minerally pairing that's going to take place now that I'm very excited about. This is kind of primal.
Oh my God.
I'm apologizing. This is very primal. I'm very sorry.
I don't care. This is insane.
Time.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
That's like the best fish I've had. Because I think it might be the freshest fish.
It's crazy.
Aussie's fish does get great fish. I know that.
Right.
But
Right.
this is this is a different level.
Okay, so we're gonna.
That was hilarious.
Hey, Gabriel.
I want another
Can
piece.
you open the cooler for me for a second?
Yes, I can.
Thank you
He's
so
busy
much.
holding his wine glass. Okay, we've only got a couple minutes left. We're a little bit going into overtime.
We're gonna take some fish off, and we're gonna try and get this poke done.
Okay,
really
we've
fast.
got about 3 minutes. We're going to try to make this
no problem.
a.
So this is the fatty part of the fish right here.
You're going to go crazy now.
Okay.
This is farm to table fish, as we have farm to table meats like Grow and Behold. We are merging two shows. We have two shows back to back. Farm to table fish and farm to table meat. This is going to be unreal. We have farm to table wine. No?
That is how it works. That is how.
I told you.
Actually,
That is
it's
how it works,
opposite.
right?
Right. Those grapes are bottled right away, bringing you the freshness. Okay.
Okay, so I just took one strip off the salmon. I'm gonna cut it up. I took the fattier part of the
I
salmon
just
so we
want
can
a
have
piece
some
to
flavor.
eat. Give it to us raw. Okay, we are all standing around here going crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna trim it up.
Okay.
We don't want any of the dark here.
Okay, we are watching this. We are actually gone into overtime, which doesn't usually happen on Table for Two, but we're going to take it a couple minutes extra because I know you're all going to want to see this. This is unbelievable. Right here.
Right. Normally we would dice it up nice and even, but I know we're running here pretty good, so my fingers.
Okay, yeah, watch those fingers, mate.
Yeah, I made it this far. I'm okay.
Yeah. Really, I've had stitches on at least 3 fingers. Okay.
I will take another piece off. I'll show you some other things we can do with this afterwards.
Okay, great.
Okay.
This is an insane show today. I hope you're all loving it. If you have questions, Yoni, if we had any questions, we're trying a new format today. We may try this again.
A lot of cool comments.
A lot of cool comments. Okay, great.
Hey, we like cool people and
We like cool comments. Let us know where you're watching from. I love knowing where everyone's watching from.
Okay.
Our Instagram or our Facebook audience.
So in the bowl we have a little toasted sesame oil, little soy sauce, little sriracha, diced mango, red pepper, salt and pepper. I'm actually going to add
Okay.
a bunch of cilantro here.
Oh, you had me at cilantro.
Yeah.
Okay, no, not everyone likes cilantro as much as I do.
Okay.
Okay, can I use my same bowl? or we don't
Yeah,
wanna
of
mix
course you can
flavors?
use your same
Gabriel,
bowl.
it's like sharing like wine glasses,
So
right?
Gabriel, we have another wine, right? That might show up with this.
Well,
Is it warm enough?
I would stick with the Riesling.
Sticking with the Riesling.
Yeah, I would
All
also.
right.
That would be my.
That's good.
Okay.
Anybody want to try
This
it?
smells.
Fill her
amazing.
up.
Fill her up.
Oh. Okay.
Oh wow.
Had you made, a spicy Moroccan fish, I would have gone with the red, but
No, this is white. This
Yeah.
is totally a white wine.
Anybody? One time? I guess I should.
This is.
I guess I should eat my own food, right?
Yeah, you should.
It doesn't look very good if I don't eat my own food.
that's amazing.
Right.
Okay. Now
I
would.
think they should be at KFWE. Do you want to make this for 3,000 people?
Maybe next year.
All right, done.
Give us a year to prepare for that. Look at my fingers. I'm eating this like I really commando here.
This is amazing. We've had a crazy show here today on Table for Two. Gabriel Geller and I schmoozed away about restaurants, and they're going to be at KFWE, and we drank some nice wine. We had one more bottle, which we will drink off air because we've run out of time. Jeffrey Ingber from Kosher Catch. Guys, you got to find out more about what he does and how we keep the fish industry alive and well, and the fish in the oceans.
Healthy stocks, fresh product. Fishermen are really the stewards of the sea. They self-regulate. They're not interested in destroying a population that they'll need tomorrow.
I love that.
And we bring you a clean, fresh, healthy product.
Fabulous. And how can they find you? Kosher Catch.
Find us at koshercatch.net. We're on Facebook. Find us on Facebook. A couple private groups, public groups, and we deliver once a month. Next time we're back in town, February 15th.
Are you going to be Kosher LePesach?
The February 15th order will not be Pesach Dik. The March 22nd delivery will be Kosher Pesach.
I'm all about Pesach all the time, so I had to have that in mind.
Fair enough.
Okay, absolutely fantastic. ZK, thank you so much for everything today, and Yoni for coming in and doing the Facebook Live with us.
Someone just wants to know if they can get their fish in Brooklyn.
Can we?
Oh, yeah. So 2 delivery locations in Brooklyn, Crown Heights and Flatbush.
Okay. Go to koshercatch.net for any more information.
Please.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. We're having a blast here. We have music sponsored by our friends Royal Wines. Kedem. Right up until Lichtbenching, we have Mark Zomick coming up with his music stream, so stay tuned. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. L'chaim.
L'chaim.